Good evening and welcome to my live stream. Fight CPS and stop taking our children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and this is my 6 o'clock live stream. I'm on 3 times a day, 8 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 at night at 6. So you have 3 times to talk to me, 7 days a week. That's 21 times that you can talk to me about your CPS matter. Now, anything that is dealing with CPS and how I defined it is what we could talk about. I call CPS the Child Protection System. It's a system that's supposed to protect our children, and they're supposed to be checking our children from abuse and neglect. And this was actually started by Congress in the 60s, where they directed is an act of Congress where they directed social services to create a child protection system in their areas. Now, they're located in every county in every state. Also, it's located in every city in every country. Now, outside of the United States, CPS is quite different as maybe regulations go. But this room is open up to everybody in the world. And I have talked to over 30 countries right now that have called in about their CPS matter. It seems like the same problems that we're having here in the States as people are having elsewhere. I think it's great that we're protecting our children. I'm all for that. But what has happened, a lot of you have encountered, like myself, I encountered a bad or rogue CPS system. Now, they have many names. Some are called the Department of Children, Department of Family Services, the Cabinet. The Cabinet is in Richmond, Kentucky. Department of Children's Services is in Arizona, Prescott, Arizona. And I want to give the areas because it seems even with the areas like in LA, in California, Orange County, it's called the Child Protection Services. And then next door, it's called the Department of Children and Family Services or Department of Family and Children Services, where I have that backed around there. But whatever it is, it deals with the protecting of our kids. It deals with the protecting of our kids. And um, I'm here because of my involvement, and also I care about the mistreatment of families by the CPS entities are bad, and I want to do something about it. And so I, on here, as I say, 3 hours a day, 7 hours, 7 days a week. That's 21 hours. That I'm sitting here explain the do's and don'ts. I also want to offer you the attorney that worked for me. I had hired a really great attorney. His name is Vincent W. Davis. He's listed on the right side. There's a picture of him. He has below him a website you can go to. Uh, it's called stand.store/attorney VWD. And that'll take you to a website that he can help you. He has his own website and his own business, vincentwdavis.com. Now, he's located in LA County in the city called Arcadia. That's where his office is. And um, he can be reached at the office number at 888-888-6582. And he will help you with your legal matter. And that is the key to success of getting your children back. Without an attorney, you're going to be hopeless. I tried to fight on my own, and it was a waste of time. It was sad. It was wrong. It was totally, totally, totally wrong. One moment. I need to excuse myself for a second here. Okay. Um, uh, I have talked to over 6,000, excuse me, 2,600 people in the last 28 months. It's been 2 years and a half I've been doing this live stream. I started in October of 2023, and I was continuous for 2.5 years. I um, took some time off the last 2 weeks of December and January. I came back in the tail end of February. So I have heard a lot and seen a lot, and I want to help you all. And all I ask you to do is say your name, your first name, and either write me a comment or a question. It could be a comment or a question. And I will help you with your CPS matter. Now, I do all this as education purposes. I'm not Vincent Davis. I'm not an attorney, but I have the experience and how can you say it? I've been in it. I've been through it. And I've heard of enough people that I like to share what worked for them and then, and I've made 5 rules. My 5 rules, if I had followed them, I would never have my kids taken from me. And I'm just going to say the names of the rules. I'll come back and elaborate a little bit longer. Rule 1 is you get an attorney. You have to get an attorney if you expect to win this case. Rule two is that you organize your paperwork. You organize your paperwork and you document everything. And I'll talk to you more about that. I just see someone pop in, and welcome whoever just popped in. I'm glad you're here. Now I know that some of you could be my regulars, or some of you are new, and I have new people every day. And then I have 50 to 75 regulars that come in here. Now the show is being recorded and it's going to be shown again on Facebook Reels. And I have 7 Facebook pages that connect to this room and 1 YouTube that connects to it. So there's 8 rooms that connect here. So if you're looking for help with CPS, you just follow the link and that's why you're here. And that is great. Each of those rooms or each of those things have other people that do something similar to what I do. So they try to help one another. And anyway, going back to those simple rules I come up with, is I said rule 1 was make sure you get an attorney. Rule 2 is documentation. And then rule 3 is you do not talk to social workers, you do not let them in your house, and you certainly don't give up their children. You have to be really careful at urgent cares and emergency room because social workers are hanging out there. Now, rule 4 is the format you'd use to look up something on the internet. Now, I've been using ChatGPT and Google. Those are 2 ones, but there's other ones out there. I'm not trying to say they're better than others. The reason why I picked Google more than anything is been around the longest. It's the longest search engine. I started way back in the beginning of the internet. I mean, when I was in as a teenager, there's no such thing as the internet. That's something that came later in life, well later in life. I mean, it came after my college years. I didn't have the internet to work in college. See, internet's only been around, oh boy, I would say probably in the last 15 years or 10 years. I mean, when I had my CPS case, um, I know there was emails, but I don't think the internet was fully developed. I wish I had now where I can look up something. And that's why I'm on my rule number 4, is you need to educate yourself. You need to spend countless hundreds of hours to research CPS, and you find out the pros and the cons and everything. And you do a certain format for looking at, and I'll talk to you more about number 4. The number 5 is you never give up. You never give up. Those children are precious to you. And studies have shown that the best parents are the biological parents. The best parents are the biological parents. And I certainly don't. I never gave up my kids. It's funny. I was brought up in something that you need to know about me. Maybe and know the background of the guy that you're talking to. I do this live stream because I want to help you. I want you not go through what I gone through. If I knew what I knew, I would never have lost my children. My children never been taken. And that's the mistake we all make. We trust government too much. And I don't mean there's bad government, good government. But sometimes we don't ask questions or dig in it further. And we do stupid things. I mean, most people know, like with taxes, you have to turn them in by the 15th of April every year. You need to use a form that they say you're supposed to use and show that you paid the right amount of taxes. Now, when people are self-employed, they have to pay taxes, I don't know, twice years or something there. But if you work at a job, money is taken out of your paycheck, and hopefully enough money is taken out so by the end of the year, when you do your taxes, you only owe maybe $100 or $50, or they owe you $50. You want to keep it in the range of $100. If you get back $5,000 in taxes, well, you did your deductions wrong because the government made interest for keeping the 5,000 for the whole year. I mean, they're hoping you do that. And everybody thinks they're excited. Oh, I got a big refund. Well, you didn't do your deductions right. You didn't plan ahead. You only want to be, $100 short or $100 too much. Because after that, there's penalties. So if you owe more money after $100, then they say you didn't do it right. They will penalize you. But I'm not here to talk about tax returns and those kinds of things. I'm here to make your life simple, to ask your questions, to ask your comments. Whatever comment or question you have, I will help you because I care. And I want to see you not be in the situation that you're in. Because nothing is unpleasant if your children are ripped from you. And like a lot of you, you really love your children. I mean, I've met so many beautiful, caring parents on here. Now, many of you come here because you're trying to find an answer to something. And I'm glad you're searching for an answer. I don't know if there's a book written, but there are some books written about how to fight CPS. I think they should make a book for dummies. Those books for dummies have always been good with computers and other things like that. I always like the books there. I get them, but I don't read them enough. I get a lot of them, especially on how they operate Windows or how they operate Microsoft Office, 365. They're really good, but they should have one in there because I'm your book for dummies. I can certainly share with you the mistakes I made, the mistakes of others, and the do's and don'ts that you don't want to do. And I think my rule number 3 is one of the best ones, that you don't talk to social workers, you don't let them in your home, and don't let them take your children. Your children have to be in danger, intimate danger. And if they risk by leaving the child with you, and if they're in imminent danger, they will take the child. They will take the child. But too many of us are easy to, I guess, be conned by CPS. And CPS, a lot of the entities are bad. And I'm not saying all CPS is bad. And I'm not saying 25% or 50%. I really don't know for a fact. All I know is the 2,600 plus people I've talked to, they all had bad CPS or police. So does that mean they're 100% bad? No. You have to do a ratio, I guess, of how many people that CPS entity serves, and that will tell you what your percentage is. But I do know there's more than 10 or 20 or whatever. I do know because where I live in California, Orange County, LA County, San Bernardino County, Riverside County, Santa Barbara County, and San Diego County have bad CPS. That doesn't mean everybody's bad in CPS, but if you're not so fortunate you end up with a bad one, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Now, people come and go in this room, and if you're in here, please ask me a question or leave me a comment so that, by you asking questions will help others because others in here may have the same problem you're having. Now, I told you about my 5 rules, and I'll get into them in detail. I've also told a little about me. I'm a married man. I have 43 years of marriage experience. I've helped raise 6 children. My family is 6. Technically, I have 4 biological children and 2 adopted children. But the 2 adopted children were with my current wife. And even though I have 43 years of marriage experience, my first wife ended in a terrible thing called divorce. I don't like divorce. I didn't want divorce. But CPS wasn't involved in the first marriage. It's really weird. I think it would have been, but I don't know if CPS had his act together or not. And that was a long time ago. I'm talking about in the 80s. I don't know if it's just been the 90s and the 2000 years where CPS has really got actively involved. They've been around since the 60s, and addressing our children's concerns have been around since 400 years ago. There are cases of children being abused or neglected in the 1600s, the 1700s, in the 1800s, and a lot with the Native American Indians when that whole movement, the people, they thought they're right. And right now, I just call them the Europeans because they come from so many ethnic backgrounds. So it's sad. It's really sad. Now, let me look here, making sure I have no more comments here. I don't think I do. All right, I have someone in the room. If you'd like to give me your first name and make a comment or a question, I'd gladly help you. I don't particularly enjoy talking for an hour and no interaction. It's like I'm giving a real extensive lecture, and maybe I'm going to be talking about the mouth parts of polychaetes. And for a whole hour, that can be really, that'll put you to sleep. No sure in there. I'm a marine biologist too, I meant to tell you. I'm a scientist. I have a bachelor of science degree, but I'm also a jack of all trades. That's not the only thing I've done in my life. I started working at age 15, and I was very active in high school and very active in sports. My major sport is surfing. Next to surfing is football. The next to football is rugby, and then some baseball. I tried a little bit of basketball, but I really couldn't get in. Oh, soccer. I can't forget soccer. Soccer is a combination of football and it's where you can, and rugby. Actually, soccer is more like rugby, but you can't touch the ball. And rugby is like soccer and football. Maybe that's the way I should have it. But I'm glad that we're getting more people in the room. I'm just looking for a question and answer. I'll break away from me doing all this jibber jabbing because I don't think you guys want to hear too much. Or rather have you hear the questions and comments to what you guys like to hear and what you need help on. Now, again, I'm on 3 times a day. So you got 7 days and 21 hours to figure out, and you're welcome to keep coming back and back and back. There's no time limit. But I like to help everybody in the room, so I try to do it a person at a time. The most recent message or a question or comment I address first. The rules are simple in here. We don't uh, allow any profanity. And if you're a guest and you're live on the show, we don't allow food or smoking. No eating, no food. And even when you're not in the room, there's no I can't eat. So that takes care of me. The rest of you can't eat because you're behind the scenes. Because you're behind the scenes. Now, this live stream is being broadcast from Surf City, USA. It's in south of Los Angeles. I'm 3 blocks from the beach. So I can help you out there. Now, there's a question that came in from Kayla. And good evening, Kayla. And hopefully you said your name, so I'm going to assume it's Kayla. And I don't see your place you're from, your city or state or your country, city and country. So you have a question about what are my rights while renting? Well, this is not really the place for that, but that's a life skill. I'll go ahead and answer you. That's a quick one there. You have a contract, and there's 2 kinds of renting that I've seen. There's the management company renting, and then the directly to the owner renting, meaning if you know the owner of the place, they may rent directly to you, or you rent to a management company. The pros and cons, if you have a good management company, they're great, but the prices are going to be hard, and they're going to have you sign a contracts and get renter's insurance. They're a lot more restrictive and sometimes difficult to get work done. Now, dealing with the renter, the owner, you directly to them. And so if you have a good rapport with them, I'm right now, my place, it was to the owners, but they got tired of doing all the work. So they got management company. The management company's been terrible. I don't know what else to say. It's really terrible. Also, when you're with a management company, it's more easy to get rid of infestations, those kinds of things. But if you're renting, you usually want to have some type of a contract drawn up, how much the rent is and how often you pay the rent and what they can do and what you can request to do and so forth. So I don't know what you did, but it sounds like you have an ongoing infestation problem. Well, there's 2 ways you can take care of that. You can call your city and tell them you have an invitation of something, and they may or not, there's something called vector control. They may come out and eradicate. Or if you have rats or stuff like that, they may do there too. Your landlord, since he owns the place, should try the kill off the invitation or have a contractor do it or something like that. He usually do there, but on property management, they're pretty good. They'll come out and take care of it for you. They'll come out and take care of it for you. Now you've been living here 1 year. April 1st last year, you moved in. And I found the entry point. It's the divider and the wall outside. Code department. I guess you're talking about the entry point of the infestation. I think you found out where they're coming in or coming out. I think you said they're ants. I think they were ants. Now the code department, you can look into your city codes. Codes are enforced by the city. There's a thing called code enforcement. And they have people that are like uniform officers will come out and make sure your house meets code. Should I contact the code department? I have an 11-month-old baby girl, and I've been reporting this issue since this past December that the outside divider wall is rotting. Of course, you should report it to the code, but you should give your opportunity to the landlord or to the property management to correct the problem. And you need to have a paper trail. So you can do all 3 or 4. You can actually do 4. You can contact the place or the city that takes care of the visitation and ask them what they could do for you. And if they have vector control, they can come out and take care of it. If they don't have a program like that, then you're going to have to go to the landlord or the management still there. Are you telling me that you have a CPS case because of invitation? And these ants are making holes in the closet. I'm afraid it's going to get worse. I'm sorry, I got knocked out. I didn't mean to lit there. You have no CPS case. Oh, good. Don't get a CPS case going if you can help it. But you're going to have a paper trail because you get this problem taken care of because they will be involved because you're endangering the children within the station. Now they make holes in the closet, and I'm afraid it's going to get worse. Well, do you have? Is the father still with the child? You and the father, or are you just a lone single mom? Because you're going to. The father usually pretty good. He can get a pesticide. He can go to a place like Home Depot and talk to one of the people there and say what pesticides will help with infestation. If you go to Rouse or Target, you need somebody you can go to. And I should be saying Home Depot. There's Ace Hardware. There's a lot of hardware stores you go to. So when you go to them, you can ask them what will get rid of them. And again, the cans are like $5 to $10, and it's usually a spray-on thing, and you got to be careful there. So I'm so glad you don't have a CPS case. I'm so glad. Um, oh, good, you're together. Well, he should be know about how to get rid of bees and ants and stuff. Buy a can. I have a can, and I think it was $8 or something. And if I see ants or wasps or something, I take care of it. Um, Also, it depends on how old your structure is. See, maybe the landlord needs to make some improvements or some corrections. So I don't know what kind of are you directly with the owners of the place, or is it property management services or something? I know there. I'm glad you don't have a case, but you have a baby girl, and I want to make sure she's safe. Kayla. Now I still don't know where you're from. All I need to know is the city and state. Oh, we were together. I'm sorry, I didn't see the were part. Okay, so the landlord is now putting out there. You know, you could call the city and ask them, "Do you have anybody that can help me with infestation in my home?" You can also call code enforcement and see if that wall is built up to code. And it sounds like you have a landlord that wants to live in a terrible place, don't care about spending money. They just want to charge you money. But you got to take care of this because it's going to become a CPS case, Kayla. Oh, you're in North Carolina. Well, welcome. You're about the fourth person I met from North Carolina. I have a lady there who is a wonderful person that helps me in this room. I haven't talked to her in a couple months, but she's been with me for a year or two. And now I have another North Carolina. There's four of you. There's a guy, a girl, and you, and I think there's one other person. I think I've had four from North Carolina. I've only had one from South Carolina. Of course, Kentucky and Tennessee, which are, and Virginia. That's northern. Oh, you are together. You and the your daughter's husband. Daughter's husband. Your daughter's excuse, the father of your daughter. You're with him. Well, he should know. I'm sorry, I keep knocking myself out. I'm trying to um, read the messages. I'm going to put them up on the there so everybody can read the messages. So everybody can read the messages. Um, Keela further says, yes, I understand the seriousness of this. I've been trying to report all the issues here. I even found mold in my baby's room the other week, and they don't care. I even got a mold test done. Hey, Rocky. Rocky's from New York. Welcome, Rocky. He's one of our regulars. Rocky, we have Kayla in here who has infestation of ants, and it looks like the landlord's not doing anything. I guess she doesn't have a property manager. She has a landlord, and he doesn't want to spend any money or be trouble with it. Just wants some money off the tenants. And I suggest to her to call the city and see if they have something called vector control, which will get rid of the infestations. But also you can call code enforcement. Maybe that wall where the ants are coming from isn't up to code. And if it's not up to code, they need to bring up to code. So I don't know if it's just rotting out and the ants have found a nice home in there. And now you mentioned mold. Guess the great way to get rid of mold is bleach. Bleach. And a spray can of ant infestation will help out too. Need the strong ones in there for the ants. Rocky, what's new? Oh, the mold test came back negative. Okay. Well, you're a good mother. You're a good mother. If it came back negative to get rid of that, whatever that is, bleach will help. Bleach will help. And if you're not sure if it's too strong, do it 10 parts to one with bleach. 10 parts to one part bleach and 10 parts water. Well, yeah, unless you got the money to take care of the invitation yourself. But that wall is disturbing because if the ants are drawn to that wall, then that wall needs to be corrected. And since you're renters, it's up to the owner to fix it. Oh, Rocky's driving. Well, that's a good thing to do, Rocky. Anything I can help you with about? He has a brother in New York that was treated really bad. Lost his kid, was framed and everything. Was framed and everything. Now, besides my 5 rules, I can help you with other things there too. I can help you with other things too. Now, we have about half an hour left of the live stream, but don't fret. I'm around again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And again at 1 and again at 6. So you're getting 3 times, 7 days a week to answer your concerns about CPS. Now, I know we've been talking about ant infestation and mold, and you think, how's that have to do with the CPS? Well, if you let out of hand and you endanger the child, CPS will come in and say you're neglecting your child, and they'll get involved. So it does have something to do out there. And again, the cities usually will help you out. They have a thing called a vector. They'll get rid of infestations. There's commercial products you can buy, spray cans. And since you have the child's father with you, he should be able to get a can that would get rid of the ants. And as far as the mold, you can use bleach, maybe 10 parts water to 1 part bleach. Again, you can experiment a little bit so it doesn't take out the color in your wall, or I don't know, your wallpaper and things like that. So you got to be careful there. Well, I understand that don't poke the bear because there are some landlords and the owners of places that are bad. You complain and they jack up the rent. All of us are paranoid about the rent going up. You know, I worry about it every year. This is the first year it hasn't gone up in 10 years, and they're raising it up. They've raised it up, I think, close to $900, $100 every year. First, they wanted 200. After we had COVID and we came back to normal, they wanted $200 rate increase in rent. Then it was 150 and then 100. But then this year, knock on wood, April's the time I think they do it. So they've been doing it every year, and it's been really hard. And I have a lot of things they need to fix, but they have a management company doing it. And the management company really is terrible. Really terrible management company. They never finish the things. They have sloppy work done, and all their interest is making the money from the owners that want to manage their property. So it is hard with issues like that, Kayla. What is Max Force? We just bought Max Force. I don't know what that is. Max Force. And for all you other people that come in, all I need is your name, first name, your city and state. And if you're outside of the United States, it's your city and country. This room is open to everything about CPS. I try not to get too far off tangent here. There's been some stuff here talking that that isn't about CPS, but it could lead to it. It could lead to it. We're talking here about Kayla. There's an ant infestation problem, and the landlords do nothing about it. And it looks like her boyfriend or the father of the child isn't really helping out either. Not only does she have ant infestation, she has a mold and stuff like that. Anyway, Kayla is Hickory, North Carolina. We also have in the room Rocket Man, and he's from New York. And he had called in about his brother having a case in Virginia. But so far, Kayla's escaped CPS. You never want to have them get investigation on you. But, you know, your rights for a renter, you need to look them up. You have constitutional rights, amendment rights. You should be able to rent a place that's free from infestation, rats, and those kinds of things, varmints and things like that. And there be some way of maintaining the place so it's safe and stuff. But if that wall is bad, that wall may need to be torn down and rebuilt. And usually you can tell when they put up a really cheap wooden fence divider between the two homes, and you have to go behind them to get around, to get on them, and so forth. But anyway, I'm here helping out Kayla. I got Rocky in here. And I know you care. You brought this up, and I'm trying to help you. Should you seek revenge? Well, I'm not here. You know, I have a really good lawsuit against CPS for committing perjury while they're testifying. I also have a good lawsuit against my wife's sister that was trying to take our child from us, one of her children. But you know, revenge is not really pleasant. I mean, I just don't know about revenge, and sometimes I just waste out the time there. I did do a lawsuit against wrongful termination, and we settled. It's a good amount, but it's not what really affected me. But revenge is never the go. You know. Plus, if you're going to sue somebody, there's statute of limitations. Now, in my case, it's open ended, but I don't know with your brother what it is there and who you be suing. It's going to take money. That's the negative thing that I found out. Just to start my case was $50,000 retainer, and I just don't. I'm after spending hundreds of thousands to get my kids back, or close to $1 million. I just, should you seek revenge on CPS workers? And so, well, the ones that did you harm, mine lied, mine committed perjury, mine also encouraged my daughter to divorce the parents. She's the orchestrator behind that. So, the lawsuit can be against individual workers and things. Um, I think Kama is telling me about something about the wall. Let me go back up here. I still don't know what max force is, Kayla, and who they admitted to it that they need to replace them. Um, the landlord said that they needed to replace that wall. Well, they should take care of it. Their excuse is the weather has to be warmer and nicer. Well, yesterday here it was sunny and nearly 85 degrees. I could have worked on it yesterday. I just don't get it. Why wait until the summer? Oh, it's an excuse to put things off. You can work in the cold. It's probably more money. It's harder. And it's damp, and it's hard to do construction in winter. But it does have to be taken care of. And that's really tough. Sounds like they should replace the bad divider walls at least once a week or something. Maybe they don't have the money to fix them. I don't know what kind of place you live in and so forth. Now, maintenance landlord said yes. Okay. Well, they're the ones who recommend they need replaced, so you need to get them replaced, but not your expense. It's got to be the landlord's expense because you rent the property you don't own. See, that's the advantage of being a homeowner and advantage of being a renter. When you rent, you don't own the property. But if you are a homeowner, then you got to take care of the property. So, it has a double-edged sword there. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Okay, I never heard of Max Force. It's for carpenters. Is that carpenter ants you have? Okay, they are bad. All right. So it's a bug bait. Well, that is good. Who put that out? Was it your landlord or your boyfriend or somebody else, code enforcement, whatever it is? I'm glad to hear that you got some type of chemical, but you got to make sure it doesn't harm the baby. You got to make sure it doesn't harm the baby, and you got to make sure the baby's supervised, doesn't grab that pesticide and ingest it. That's what you got to be careful about. Well, I'm glad Max Force says I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Kayla, I'll look it up. But it sounds like you got a solution there. But that divider has to be replaced, and that's what the landlord's got to take care of. The landlord may have a budget for improvements, repairs, and may want to still contact the owners of the place. It was me. I was working and had the money. I just go get it repaired and then back charge the landlord to take it out of rent. Oh, maintenance landlord said yes. Okay, they'll fix it. Okay. Okay, it's in the closet. Long your baby doesn't go there and ingest the poison. That's really important there. Okay, I'd like to move on to something that could help out with your CPS matter. Now, Kayla, you said you're involved in CPS, but I assume the rest of you have a case in CPS. Let me see. Rocket Man, I think his brother was caught up in CPS. And we have Kayla here trying to figure things out. And it's hard, Kayla. She's from Hickory, North Carolina. Now I have about 15 minutes left or 14 minutes left, and whoops, I keep ejecting myself from the screen. Today I had so much hoped that my computer part would be back in, and I could now put StreamYard on my computer and use my phone to talk on, but still not back yet. So you guys got to wait another day. The computer to me is really necessary. It's a really very valuable tool for me. Very valuable. Now, I love emojis. You can put hearts, smiley faces, stars, whatever. That's great. And when you type in your question, try to have it pertain to CPS. And when it gets sent to me here, I'll see it, and then it'll be on the screen. Everybody will see it, and then we'll all try to help you resolve it. We'll help you try to resolve it. So anyway, the show is almost over. It's about another 13 minutes here, and I'd like to um, help you. All I do is give your name and either a question or comment. Your first name, and then of course where you're located. Where you're located. That's all I ask for. And we have Rocket Man from New York. That's been a long time regular in my room and so forth. Today we have Kayla, who is trying to do some preventive work so CPS doesn't get involved. She has an 11-month child, and she is um, okay. I'm trying to find out. I'm reading back through the notes here. I'm trying to find out things there. Anyway, Kayla is from North Carolina, and it's so good. She's in Hickory. I don't know if it's Hickory City or Hickory County, but she's from there. And Rocket Man's from New York. And anyway, um, I'm here to help you. I talked about my rules early on, and one of the most important one is get a lawyer. Without a lawyer, you're not going to be able to fight your CPS case. And I have one. His phone number is 888-888-6582. That's the office. And when you call there, make sure you tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And when you speak to Mr. Davis, make sure you say Bob Pace sent you. And that will work. That will work there. About me, I've helped raise 6 children. I know I was talking a little bit about myself in here, but my case was in 2015. And they took my children, our children, into custody right away. And they weren't in danger. They didn't need to. They're in school. when they picked them up. They weren't at the home or anything. There's nothing that's happening to them. It was just a constant. I found later with my in-laws. That's the kind of reporters you got to be careful about because they can say certain things that's not true, and so you get sucked in for it. So anyway, um, we're at the 10-minute mark, and Rocky has a question for me. Do you hear about the CPS worker who got stomped to death in Peaksville, New York? No, I did not hear about that. Wow, that's a hard one. Let me check here real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to check out that case. Okay. Uh, I looked it up. You're right, Rocky. It's terrible. Happened last year in 24. And a social worker who's a dedicated social worker, 56 years old, knocked on the wrong door. That's why you see police with social workers. The purpose of the police is not to help them enforce their CPS matter, take with children, is to protect the social worker from things that will happen. So what happened, this guy knocked on the door, and that's another scary part. We always worry about us answering the door. How the person that knocks on the door, it can happen to him. Anyway, he got stomped on his boots, and the guy killed him. He was high on drugs, though. The guy that killed him was high on drugs. He got 24 years in jail for second degree murder, which I don't know about New York. That's terrible. When a guy murders somebody, okay, he's high on drugs. I understand the second degree, but anyway, I'm not a criminal attorney. But yes, that's terrible. That's terrible. You can record a CPS worker at any time, yes, as long as it's out in the public and you tell them you're recording them. They'll try to record you too. So you have to look up specifically in New York, I mean, excuse me, in your city of North Carolina, what the rules are about recording. But I wish I had done it. It would have been really great because a lot of stuff that you can hold against them. You see, I was a learning curve when I was involved in CPS. It was terrible. I didn't know what I was doing. And that was the worst thing I could do. Well, my answer is you don't let them, you don't let anybody in your home, and make it simple. If you don't have money for a camera, you usually have a peephole or windows. And so what you want to do is not open the door. The door is your castle. And no one can get in your home unless the police or the social worker has what's called a warrant. Or if a child's in danger, if there's hurt going on or people are yelling and screaming, the child's being hurt, they're going to break the door down. They're going to come in. But you do not want to open because you need representation. You need to have an attorney there because anything you say will be held against you. And that's where people get messed up. That's why I say you don't have to let them in. You don't have to talk to them. And you can tell them, I need my attorney. The easiest way to do is ask them, is this a legal matter? If they say, yes, it is, say, well, I'll gladly talk to you, but I need to have my attorney present. I need to contact him and we'll set up a time. That way you're not avoiding them. That way they feel good. And then you need to do a lot of research because it is probably a CPS case. Yeah, cops will cover up your cameras. I know that. I know that, Rocky. But what a lot of people don't realize is you have a fake camera on the doorbell and you have your other camera hidden. And so that way, that will stop that kind of question there. Anything you put up, they're going to try to avoid there. They're crooked cops and crooked social workers. You can't avoid them. They're around. But all you do is be careful and your heads up. Heads up. Hear a knock on the door, just be quiet. Try to see if you can see who's out there. And you tell your rest of the family, don't open the door. Have a special ring or knock to people that come there on the door there. Okay? Well, it's already after 7 o'clock at 7:02, and I have to wrap this up. I want to thank Rocky from New York for the questions and being here. I want to thank Kayla from North Carolina. It's nice to meet you, and I hope you become part of my family. You're welcome here anytime you like. So we got Rocky and Kayla, and then we have, let's see who else we have. Thought we had one other person. Let me see here. No, I guess we just had you too. We've had a lot of people listening. I see you in there. And again, no comments, which is okay. We try. Oh, Taurus Pat just came in there. Hey, it's 7:03. I got to go, Taurus. But you're welcome to the room. And I will be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. God bless you all. And whatever you do, hang on to your children. Don't give up. Take care. And it's really nice to meet you. Good night.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.